Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at how the Swagman Chinook 2-bike platform rack fits on the 2020 Acura MDX. So the Swagman Chinook is a popular bike rack if you're looking for something that is super low profile but is also heavy duty. So compared to some of the other racks in its price point as well as its size, it has a slightly higher weight capacity of 45 pounds per bike. So for your slightly heavier bikes, this might be a good fit for you. It also has tilt-away features which help out if you need access into your hatch. To tilt it away, there's this tilt lever here at the back. You're going to lift that up and bring this entire rack down. That way you can open up your hatch without having to take your bikes off. Notice how much space we have between the door, our pedals, and our handlebars. Yes, I know I have some shorter handlebars and pedals than usual, but now we can get into our cargo carrier. We can switch out our shoes, grab our helmets, our waters, our backpacks, without having to go through that whole process of removing the bikes. Holding the bikes in place, and you do have that capacity of 45 pounds per bike, you have 3 touch points. 1 and 2 are going to be your wheel straps. When you want to take your bike off, you just press that lever to disengage the strap and lift this up and out of the way. Once those straps are released, you can then go over to the frame mount. And there is a special trick to that frame mount. So these frame mounts have locks on them, so you can keep your bike secured without having to deal with a cable lock. With them unlocked, you just press that button and lift it up. I actually like to lift it completely off of the mast, just because it gives me a little bit more clearance to take my bike off. At this point, you can now take your bike off. There's another thing you can do though, which is you can lower that mast. So this is going to be a little bit of a tight fit. So we're going to pull this lever and then push out on that mast. Bring this down. And now you don't have to lift your bike as high to get it up, over, and now you're ready to hit the road. So that hook style is pretty popular with the bike racks of this price point. I personally am not the hugest fan of it, just because then if you have like a step-through frame or a women's frame, you sometimes need to get a frame adapter bar. But for most of your road bikes and mountain bikes, this will work great at securing them. Now we're going to move this down into the compact position real quick so that we can continue with taking a bunch of measurements. This is a compact rack, so the length this adds to the back of your car. I like to measure from the end of the bumper to the end of the cradles here, and that's going to sit at 26 inches. Now obviously your handlebars will take up a bit more space when your bikes are on, but if you have a small garage or you're trying to park into a tight spot, that measurement there will help you out. To make it more compact, there's this lever here. That's the one we use to tilt it away. We'll pull it again, but this time we'll lift up, and this is going to be our compact position. So some measurements here. There's plenty of space between the car and the bike rack, about 3.5 inches, and then the length this adds to the back of our car is now 16 inches. So a good amount of difference compared to when it was folded down. Another perk is this is so small that even with it folded up, you can open up your hatch. So let's say you've got your groceries, you have food, you need to put it away, your bike rack is on there. That's okay because you still have that cargo access. This has an 1.25" shank that fits into our 2-inch hitch receiver on our MDX because of its metal adapter. We have an anti-rattle bolt and a lock. That lock is actually key-like to our frame mount locks, and this way both our bike rack and our bikes are secured with one key. So for this rack, this is ideal for vehicles that have an 1.25" hitch but want a little bit more weight capacity. We have a 2-inch hitch on our MDX here today, so in that case we don't need that 1.25" compatibility, but I still like that weight capacity and how low this sits. So hopefully this video helped you out with seeing what types of features you might be interested in and which ones you actually need for your adventures. Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole, or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action, and this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway. And this right here was a look at the Swagman Chinook 2-bike platform rack and how it fits on the 2020 Acura MDX.